Priscilla Chihota from Zimbabwe. You are Grants Administrator at DAP, Punasaivanu Technical College. What measures have you implemented so far to facilitate women's participation in education?
As Punasaivanu Technical College, we have implemented rights-based interventions. So in order to make sure that women participate and complete training, we involved a number of stakeholders in trying to engage the women to accept training. We invited the private sector and the local leaders in form of chiefs and village heads so that they would help us enroll and talk to the women so that they agree to participate in training, because it's more like women are involved in, they have some disadvantages regarding the gender expected roles. So we invited them, we counseled with the families, with their spouses, and we also involved them in counseling. We involved the Department of Social Development in counseling so that they would continue with their learning. Then we also had to bring in the sexual reproductive health services to the institution so that they get family planning, they get tested for HIV, they know they are assisted to get antiretroviral therapy whilst they undertook their studies. Another way that we did was to introduce short courses that would mean that the women would take less time in school, but at the same time getting competitive vocational skills. So in that way, we help them to be in school for the short courses for 4 months theory and 4 months practical. Then we also empowered them through startup kits, where we gave them the startup kits. They had reason to complete the studies so that they would get the startup kits. So in that way, we wanted the women to experience their rights in education.
How did you succeed in reaching individuals who would risk marginalization, and how did you encourage them to participate in training paths?
I will start by stating that Punasaivanu Technical College is located in a remote area, in the rural areas of Zimbabwe. So our immediate population that we do interact with is mainly the disadvantaged population, people from the lowest percentile of the population of Zimbabwe. They earn very little, and finding means to go to school is quite difficult. So through interacting with them, we had to engage the leaders, but in this case I will focus mainly on the students with disabilities. Like I said, as Punasaivanu, we use the human rights based approach. First of all, we implemented a project where we raised disability rights awareness, created some youth networking groups for youth with disabilities alone. We linked them to disability service organizations. We partnered with an organization that is specifically into disability services, and we had to adjust infrastructure at the school so that we could include students with disabilities. This means putting lower lines, washing lines, adjusting doors, and a lot of work so that there are rails to guide those with disabilities. We also added in software to help students with disabilities to work. So we reached them through the Department of Social Welfare, who work with youth with disabilities. Then through our networking, the networking groups that we had established, we also reached to the youth with disabilities. Then we had to negotiate with employers so that they accept, and then they are also able to help students with disabilities. We also helped them with enabling devices so that they also have an equal chance to the other students without disabilities. We gave them scholarships to participate. Then, as part of continuity, we still work with the Department of Social Welfare, and it's referring students with disabilities and offering them scholarships. At the meantime, we have about 10 students who are being supported by the Department of Social Welfare. Those are students with disabilities, but we are not into the complex type of disabilities. We are not yet there. We just have some mild disabilities, visual and physical, and probably some slight learning disabilities.
Thank you, Priscilla, for your contribution.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel.